Good morning, everyone. Common sense right here. Today, we're going to be going over what liberals are doing now. So we got a video here. This was posted yesterday or this morning, not sure. But check this out. This is in the streets of New York. We're just going to get right down to business. By the way, if you like and enjoy this video, consider liking, subscribing for more common sense content going over political stuff, analyzing stuff, things of that nature. Look at this. Dozens and dozens of signs. No U.S. war on Venezuela. No war on Venezuela right here. It makes you think, honestly. This is a lot of people in a pretty short amount of time. A lot of signs printed pretty fast. It makes you kind of wonder and think. I mean we know, because this is all organized, because all these protests from the left side, they're all organized, they're all being mass funded. I mean, we know this, right? And I don't know if I have the video. I might try to find it, but we even had, I think it was Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley even went to this protest, and some of these people were saying that they stand with Venezuelans, and then he was like, well, how do you explain the thousands of Venezuelans celebrating for the capture of, their president? And typical leftists claimed it was AI, making excuses. He's already there at the protest. You got to make as many excuses as you can to justify why you're there, even though you yourself don't know why you're there. You're just following what everyone says. And the best part is just he said that he didn't see anyone celebrating. He saw the bombing hits, and he said that he got that news from Reddit. I would not touch Reddit with a 10-foot pole. I would not trust anything on that site. And let's talk about the funniest part about this whole situation. 75 days ago, leftists were celebrating No King's Day. No totalitarian dictator, calling Trump a dictator, saying he wants to, disobey the Constitution, this and that. And when Donald Trump strikes Venezuela, captures their, get this, totalitarian dictator president, they immediately just 180 completely switch up. And as we saw, they're protesting, well, no kings, but also, for Venezuelans, kings, right? The hypocrisy is on another level. I mean this with the most love when I say this, but liberals are the dumbest people on planet Earth. You can't make this up. You can't. Venezuelans themselves are celebrating. They are happy. They're cheerful. They're gleeful about the capture of their dictator president, who restricted a bunch of their rights. I mean, that's what he did, and we can go over some of them in just a second. But first, we're gonna look at this video. So this is a video of Venezuelans around the world celebrate Maduro's capture.
Venezuela. ¿Listo? Venezuela. Al fin, señor, gracias. Gracias, amigo. Por fin, bendice a
What in the world?
Este personaje
Ay, vamos. Vamos, vamos.
Este venezolano, reuniendo a los mismos venezolanos que por su cuenta quisieron venir.
As we see, it doesn't look like Democrats are actually with Venezuelans. They're just with themselves because Venezuelans themselves wanted this to happen. They're celebrating that this happened. Leftists are fighting ghosts out there. They're literally fighting ghosts. They're making up problems. Anything Trump does, they will be against. Now, this is full-blown serious when I say this. If Donald Trump tomorrow went from pro-trans rights, the several years that they have been pushing for the rights for trans and love is love, bro. If Trump tomorrow went from anti to pro-trans, the entire leftist would jump ship. And a matter of fact, I think he should do that. I think it would actually be such a strategic and smart move to jump ship. If we don't like, the movement of trans or whatever, I think all Donald Trump needs to do is say that he actually supports that, start trying to make laws and stuff abiding to the trans community. That's how we get rid of it. That's literally reverse psychology. That's literally how we get rid of it. And I think it's actually a swell idea. What do you guys think about that? I mean, genuinely. Leftists, read the room. If, you got to think, if the people that you're leftists, read the room, if the entire population of Venezuela, well, I won't put it in a monolith, but I think we can safely say like 99%. I'd be hard struck to find any Venezuelans, honestly, that wouldn't be celebrating the capture of their dictator president who restricted rights over there. I won't put in a monolith, but I'd be surprised if you could find anyone who would be sad about this, right? But I mean, read the room. They are all celebrating. They're all happy over there. You have no reason to be protesting. You guys are not protesting for Venezuelans. Go over to Venezuela and protest over there and see what they say. They're just the dumbest people on planet Earth. 75 days ago, like I said, no kings. And Donald Trump has got to be the only president in history to make the deranged weenies of the left support a literal authoritative dictator president. They're being the voice for him, right? Absolute clown show buffoonery going on over there. And if you want, we will let's go over who Nicolas Maduro is. Okay, he became the president of Venezuela in 2013. He's remained in power ever since, including through elections that may international observers reject as neither free nor fair, undermining democracy in elections. Especially in his re-election, he's been widely contested and rejected by opposition groups and foreign governments because of irregularities and lack of transparency. Instead of respecting opposition victories in legislature or political challenges, his government has repeatedly weakened or overridden democratic checks and balances. That's great. That's a real king. That's a real dictator. The same thing that they were just arguing about 75 days ago, how they don't like that. Now that Donald Trump has gotten rid of that for Venezuelans, they're protesting that, hey, kings are actually okay over here, I guess. Just not over here. Like, who cares about Venezuelans? It's all about us here. Political opponents have been detained, arbitrarily imprisoned without due process, or forced into exile. Hear that, Democrats? Imprisoned without due process. You guys love to talk about due process. So when this dictator president is imprisoning people without due process, the thing that you love so much, how come you ain't saying anything there? In fact, you're being the voice for him. You're being the voice for this very guy doing the things that you all hate while Venezuelans celebrate. Make that make sense. That doesn't make any sense at all. Freedom of expression, assembly, and political organizations have been severely restricted. Journalists, activists, and protesters have been targeted or silenced. That's great. Thank you. Maduro has used national security forces strategically to enforce loyalty and suppress dissent rather than protect rights. That's great. And the list goes on and on and on. It does. Yeah, I mean, that's really all I got. I'm pretty sure this has got to be the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. I'm going to be completely honest. It's hilarious. Democrats got to be, with love, I say this, but they have got to be the dumbest people on planet Earth to really fall for this. To fall for this. Like I said, it makes you think. I mean, it's all planned, it's all rehearsed, it's all paid for. The protests, the signs, and stuff. Read the room. Venezuelans aren't upset. You guys are the only ones upset. Fighting Ghost over there. But guys, that's it. Let me know what you think about this authoritative dictator president. And I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about the Venezuelan president that was captured by Donald Trump, who's a leader. All right. Let me know what you guys think about this. Like and subscribe for more common sense. And remember, everybody, Jesus Christ is King. Repent and believe in the gospel. Have a good day.